So is that your dog's tail or a cat's tail that I see waving back there? Oh, oh, hello.
He's like, when is my walk?
Yeah,
I'm ready for a walk now.
yeah, I don't know. Mine's flaked out
Yeah,
some.
I'll sit like this so you can see him. What a cutie, eh?
Yeah.
So what I like to do is just talk a little bit about what you would like to talk about on Saturday. So personally, I'm really interested in your interest in theater and being a playwright. That's interesting for me. Um,
Now that was later than the 70s.
I know, but it doesn't. That's fine. So what year were you born, Nora?
1947.
Okay, and it's so interesting. Like, I'll probably ask you this on Saturday, but a lot of the women who participated in the exhibit are American and came up during the Vietnam War. Did you guys talk about that a lot at the time?
Did we?
Amongst yourselves, like talk about being American and coming
No,
to Canada and what it was like to be Americans living in Canada? No?
no, no. Well, like when you in the I came because my friend Josie came and she was married to a draft dodger, and then I lived with her when we first came, and she was one of the people who was went up to women's studies, and we got involved in the Pedestal together, and she got involved in McCara together, and so um but neither of us has the slightest interest in maintaining any smidgen of Americanism.
Mm.
I uh, I know that there are other people, and I feel kind of stupid now because everybody in the world participates in the American elections. But when I came to Canada, I just I thought I'm Canadian, this is my home. This is where I'm going to live. I'm not, and I didn't choose dual citizenship when I applied for Canadian citizenship, and I didn't want dual citizenship, and nothing that has happened since has made me change my mind. Though, you know, well, I guess I had some regrets about not voting for Hillary Clinton, but or against Donald Trump. But I haven't participated but I kind of it's kind of an old-fashioned idea now, I guess, but it seems to me that the people who live in the country should be able to make the decisions. So I voted up here. I vote up here. I pick. This is where I participate. This is where I live, and this is the political body that I belong to. And honestly, it's so different. I mean, I guess you can see now but anyway, I'm very glad I came to Canada, and I am, increasingly thankful that it is as different from the United States as it is. So, and I kind of basically would say that the things that are the most kind of kind of noticeable is the United States is way more into, well, these are broad terms, right? And it's not true about everybody all the time, but generally speaking, the United States is way more individualistic than Canada, and Canada has a kind of a more collective or community feel. And the States is way more competitive. And and the Canadians, they are not, um, well, they have never been number one. They are not invested in being number one, and and so you know, and also I don't think that they're as materialistic as Americans either, though. but I for sure not as competitive. Well, not as competitive and not as individualistic. So, and those are all things that I cherish. You know, the kind of um,
Did Canadians treat you? Do you feel that Canadians treated you Americans in any particular way? Did they maybe revere you as, you know, more politically advanced, or did they shun you as outsiders, or make no real distinction at all?
oh yeah, no.
What are you
So
laughing at? What's so
well,
funny?
the whole like no, they did not revere us. Now I do have to say that when I was landing, I didn't. The guy, like the immigration officer, spent most of his time looking through a book to see what he could land me as to give me the most the most points, because I was a college educated American, you know, English speaking, some French, and I had some money with me. So like I was like there were lots of college educated Americans coming, and they were like, you know, they Canada was happy to have us. So you know, I was not on the shit list. I was on the A list as far as immigration was concerned.